Hello my friends, welcome back to Keto in the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost 200 pounds without bariatric surgery and how you can be successful on your own weight loss journey. So if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you to get started. My top 3 tips. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I am so excited that you stopped to check in on me on my week 5 progress for my 2023 mini weight loss cut. So if you are new to my channel, I am in the middle of a very short fat loss cut. My ultimate goal with this cut is just to take off whatever weight I gained during the holidays, getting in preparation for competition season, which is super busy for me as a busy dance mom of 5 dancers. And I definitely will not be able to keep dieting during competition season. So I like to just get it done quickly and then not have to worry about it again until maybe summertime. So that's what I'm in the middle of. I can't believe I am on week 5. If you were here last week, I was a little bit ornery, a little bit angry, a little bit frustrated. I received some negative feedback with regard to me talking about my mental health issues. And honestly, I really feel like mental health plays a huge role in weight loss. It isn't the first time I've talked about mental health in regards to weight loss, but it was the first time I labeled it as anything in particular. And apparently that's quite triggering for people. And I need to be careful about how I talk about it or what I say, or if I talk about it too much, because it really bothers people, apparently. But let's just be real. The long and short of weight loss lies directly in the mind. And if you're having any kind of mental disorder issues, it can really interfere or even cause weight gain. I'm starting to really understand the connections between how I gained weight over my lifetime, why I did the things I did, and why it's so much harder for me now that I can't use food as a medication. And I'm trying to use medications as medication, and I'm still in the middle of figuring all of that out. I did have a couple of comments that I've gotten a little bit more snarky and maybe like overreactive on my meds, and even from people in real life have said it. And I've been really paying attention to how I'm feeling, and a couple weeks ago, I started noticing that I felt like my medication was very much increasing my anxiety, and I was feeling that pit in my stomach feeling a lot more, which I usually don't have a lot of the time. I've always had anxiety, but this was like extreme over small things. And so I started really paying attention. And so this week, I've actually pulled back the dosage on my medication to see if that can maybe help. So hopefully things are moving in the right direction, but I just ask that you guys be patient with me as I am on this new journey, because while it does connect very intensely to my weight loss, it's also the thing that I'm most paying attention to right now, because I'm most trying to figure it out. And I'm really trying to wrap my head around understanding myself again, because it's a whole new world of, I don't know, I had accepted myself for who I was and I was pretty happy with it. And now I'm having to do another unpeeling of the onion, dealing with things, like connecting things that I didn't really know how to make connections to before. And while that is bringing a lot of relief in some ways, it actually is making me feel a little like embarrassed to be alive, which I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's like the knowledge that you have a mental disorder that you didn't know you had makes you like second guess everything in your whole life and just wondering, was everybody always just like rolling their eyes behind your head, or like just like, I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I don't really know how to bring it across in words, but I have this weird thing where now I feel like I didn't mask my whole life because I just didn't choose to do that. But now I feel compelled to try to, because now I know I have a mental disorder. It's super strange and super weird. And I ask for your patience as I go through this. I will be talking about the things that I'm uncovering, just like as I go to therapy and I'm talking about, things with my therapist, and as I studied about lipedema and lymphedema and learned about those things and how I have to deal with those things. Just like everything that I've ever talked about in my entire life since I was born, I'm going to talk about what's on my mind. And that is what's on my mind. And it does directly relate to my weight loss journey, especially this cut, because this cut has been very triggering emotionally. I've been fighting some more demons. I have found myself having major anxieties about going to places where food is going to be present, because I just will feel super awkward and uncomfortable because I can't eat or I won't eat what the person is providing, and I just don't feel like I can bend or be flexible. And I've never really had that issue before. This is new for me, and I feel like somehow like the anxiety is starting to trigger me to have a little bit more of eating disorder thing. In all honesty, I didn't think I would make it 5 weeks into this cut. I thought I would have been done by now, would have been just tired of it, because I did it last summer and I just couldn't even get very far. I just didn't even feel like doing it. But this time I've been like in it to win it, but to a degree that maybe is a little unhealthy, and I'm starting to notice that about myself. So I'm hoping that a lot of that was the anxiety, and if I can get that reined in a little bit, that maybe I can figure out why I'm having these weird feelings about food. And I definitely do not intend to continue this cut past February 24th, because I just need to not be doing that. I need to not let myself get into that place where I am just like constantly obsessed with calorie restriction. So calorie restriction is the only way to lose weight. And I do like to do it really, really intensely. 1,300 calories is really, really low, but some people think it's high for a big cut like this. It just depends on the person. But for me, it's pretty low, but it is what I'm used to doing. I have done it from the beginning. Literally what I'm doing in these cuts is what I did to lose weight. The only difference is that now I am much smaller. I have less body fat to burn. My body doesn't like it as much. And I'm dealing with all of these things with my mental health that I'm just unpacking and uncovering. And so it's just a little bit more complicated now than it was before. And before, I felt like it was so complicated. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I remember like when I started to lose weight and I started having to confront my demons. I used to say that, I'm confronting my demons. But what it really meant was acknowledging that my mental state, that my mental health, the things I think in my head had way more to do with my weight loss than just calorie restriction. And I really had to work on myself, and I have been putting the work in. And so it's really frustrating to be at a place where I feel like I'm kind of backsliding, where I feel like my mental state is going the other direction, where I feel like maybe I am getting a little bit too into the calorie restriction and too rigid with what I've chosen to do and not feeling flexible, whereas I've always felt flexible before. I definitely am not into the good food, bad food category or anything crazy like that. And I did actually eat some sugar. Was it this week? I think so. I think it was actually in this video. Oh my, the light is changing. I'm going very white. Hold on, let me adjust. Right there. The sun keeps changing. Now, wait a minute. What was I talking about? I have no idea. Anyway, the whole purpose for me making these videos for you guys, aside from the fact that it keeps me accountable, is so that I can kind of share with you guys the ups and downs of weight loss and my journey, and like how complicated it can get, and how it's just like you can get to what you think your goal is, and that's not the end of the journey, right? There's always something. There's always going to be something. And I did not realize that I was going to be going down this road of mental health. I didn't realize that I was going to have these really complicated urges to chew things. I didn't realize that was something that had to do with mental health. I've asked so many people, like asked my dentist. I went and got braces because they told me it would fix it, and it didn't. It made it worse. And I've asked my regular doctor. I've looked online. Like, I've tried to find anything that would help this bruxism chewing problem that I have. And as it turns out, it's probably just my mental health, and I just have this insatiable need to chew things. So I keep debating whether or not I'm gonna get a chew necklace and try doing that. I do gum, but the freaking gum, it's got like 5 calories per piece, and that bothered me. I don't track it though. I don't allow myself to track it. If I am going to have gum, I just have gum and I don't worry about it. But it's been complicated the last few months. It's really been complicated. It's been hard to make videos because I want to inspire, not make you guys feel like it's depressing to do this or that it's like impossible, because it isn't impossible, but it is hard. And I have to be honest, like, I had no idea what I was getting into when I first started losing weight. I was just so excited to have something that worked, and I just thought I had this miracle cure. I just didn't know things, right? I was really oblivious. And the same with my mental health. I didn't know I had a mental disorder. I just thought everybody was like that. And so the knowledge that everybody isn't like that is something that is really hard for me to understand. And it's what makes me super defensive in the comments. Like, I have a really bad aversion to, okay, I'm learning these words. I can't remember the words. What are the words? So there are terms for these things that I have that I just thought were things that I didn't know I had, that were things that have names, but they have names. So I have oh my goodness, PDA. It's not public display of affection like I thought. What it means is something to do with demand aversion. I don't know what the P is. I can't remember. I have demand aversion. So when people come in the comments and they say, you know, you need to, or you should, or they start anything like with like, well, you're doing it wrong, I cannot handle that. It literally puts me into an extreme state of fight or flight. Like, I just like want to go stabby eyes. I can't control it. I've always been that way. And I've always been that way in the comments. This is not new, just so you guys know. If you just haven't played around in the comments or like tried to insult me in the comments, you don't know. Like, I get to a certain point where I'm just like, no, you be gone. Because I will say something, and if someone's just like, no, you is wrong, you wrong, nope. Bye-bye. I just can't do it. And I've said that in videos before, and I've tried to explain it, but now I'm understanding that it's actually a mental disorder that I cannot control, which is good and bad. Because it's good because it's a relief that I'm like, why can't I like just ignore the comments? Everyone always is like, ignore. I cannot ignore it. I'm obsessively looking at it. I can't stop looking at it. I just literally cannot ignore it. And so I'm learning that this is an actual thing. That is an autism trait. I've done a bunch of tests online. I don't know if I'm actually autistic, but I do have some autistic traits. I don't think I'm autistic, but I don't know. I haven't been tested for that. And then I also have this like rejection sensitivity thing. And so like when people don't like me, or if they like criticize me or whatever, it literally hurts like a painful pain in my stomach. And it just hurts me to my core, and I literally just feel like I'm gonna die from it, and it just hurts. And I can't like control that. And YouTube sucks because you see it before you can deal with it. Like, you cannot, like, I mean, you could turn off commenting altogether, which, you know, probably would be better for my mental health. But also, if I didn't have anybody to talk to, I literally couldn't do this. Like, I really feel like I'm talking to somebody important. I really feel like I'm talking to my friends. And so, yeah, I have talked way too long. Again, I am sorry. All that to say, I apologize in advance if I am rude to you. It is not my intention to be rude, and I know it comes off not great. And I've been criticized for it ever since I started my channel. But I'm also going to preface that if you should me or criticize me or be rude, you cannot expect that I will not like fight you, because I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm working on it. I'm trying. I'm also one of those people like on Facebook that always wants to like not keyboard warrior, but like tell people that they got things wrong, right? Because like I know things are right. I know what they are supposed to be, and I like want to tell people so bad. And so part of my practice is that I just like practice scrolling by those things and like not saying anything. But here in my own personal space, I can't control it. So anyway, all that to say, it's been a pretty good week. I'm gonna let you guys watch all the footage. In this video, you're gonna see everything that I ate this week to lose weight on a ketogenic diet. I am currently eating 1,300 calories still, week 5, and I am showing you all of my weights for the week. And I will show you before and after 360-degree body view in my brown panties. Sorry about that. If you don't like it, you can skip it, but I like doing it because, you know, I've never been able to do that before and I like it, so I do it. And that's gonna be in there. So you can see that, and I'm doing from the beginning of the cut to today. And also I'm gonna be showing you my dance classes, any exercise that I do. I don't really love exercise. I have a huge exercise aversion. So I try and make the exercise fun so that it gives me some, like, you know, mental stimulation, but I don't get up and like do exercise in the morning. That's just not me. I just don't do that. Okay, so that all being said, let's get to the footage and then I'll come back and we can talk about the results. Alrighty guys, it's almost 4 o'clock on Monday. No, I don't normally wait this long to eat my food, but this weekend has been filled with lots of people invalidating my feelings and I'm having a really hard time getting this pit out of my stomach. I kind of feel like crap, and it took all day to get myself to even decide what to make, and it's pretty piddly. So, you know, I apologize in advance, but apparently it's not okay to talk about mental disorders on YouTube. Apparently that's a faux pas. So I am having a keto custard. This one I made with 3 full eggs, 1 Premier Protein shake, and I put in 20 grams of sugar-free chocolate chips because I really want some chocolate. And so I'm also going to have a Built Puff because I also want more chocolate and chocolate and more chocolate. And that's going to be my first meal of the day.
It's almost 11 o'clock at night. I guess I kind of feel energized now after going to dance class. I came home and I unloaded some groceries with Dave, and then I decided to make my own dinner. Weird, I know, but go figure with my brain. I never know what to expect. Earlier today, I was paralyzed. Today, and now at almost 11 o'clock at night, I'm like, I could go all night. But this is what I'm having for my last meal of the day. I chopped up 100 grams of zucchini and 100 grams of yellow squash, and I cooked it up, with 70 grams of mushrooms. I cooked it up with 8 ounces of chicken breast, and then I made kind of a sauce with, I used 50 grams of coconut milk because that's all I had, and 150 grams of almond milk, and then and then I added in last minute some tomatoes, 80 grams, and then on top I put 30 grams of mozzarella cheese. And that's going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 1:30 on Tuesday and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. Today I'm having one of those egg and cheese chalupa things. And I put 30 grams of avocado on top and a little bit of hot sauce. So it's 40 grams of mozzarella and an egg. And then I'm having 30 grams of center cut bacon, a built puff bar, and some yogurt sludge. This is 1 cup of Greek yogurt mixed with 1 scoop of protein powder, a little lemon juice, some lemonade Mio, and I put a little bit of milk into thin it out, and obviously used a little bit much, so it's more like soup. And then I put 40 grams of blueberries on top, and that is going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it is, I don't know what time it is, actually 8 on a Tuesday, and I'm about to have my last meal of the day. I showed you guys just a second ago the cauliflower. I'm having 175 grams of that cauliflower,
It looks much more appetizing on the picture, but I don't know if it's going to be any good. Someone gave it to me, so I'm trying it. Actually, Candance Brewer gave it to me. Thanks, Candance. So here it is. I'm having that cauliflower, cheese cauliflower, and then I'm having Real Good Food General Tso's. Let's see, I think I decided on 230 grams of that, 30 grams of mozzarella cheese, 20 grams of Greek yogurt on top, and then I am having for dessert 1/2 of this Quest peanut butter cups, and that is going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, well it is 1:47 and today I have to go to a tea party with my daughters, and yes, they're gonna have like gluten-free cookies and all things sugar, and I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have to eat something. There's no way I can go to this tea party and not eat something, and I highly doubt they're gonna have anything I can eat. But just to make sure that I'm good and full before I go, I'm gonna have some yogurt. This is basically 1 cup of Greek yogurt mixed with 1 scoop of Snickerdoodle Keto Chow, and on top I've got some Perfect Keto cinnamon cereal and some heavy cream. And then I also brought with me, for eating probably later in the day, it's gonna be a long day, 3 of these cheeses, the light Frigo cheese heads, and a Bill Puff. That is all I had time for today, and I'm gonna literally eat this yogurt while I'm driving over there because I am supposed to be there in like 15 minutes. This day, Wednesday, is always my least favorite day. It's just really complicated, and adding a tea party into the mix is just making it even worse. guys, it is 10:30 on Wednesday. I'm exhausted. Clogging kicked my trash tonight. Couldn't think of anything to eat for dinner. Finally, we settled on Dave making me the 3-ingredient chicken nuggets. So I'm having those, 12.5 ounces of canned chicken, 30 grams of mozzarella, and an egg. And then he fried them up in a pan. And this is sugar-free G. Hughes barbecue sauce. And I'm also going to have the other of these that I didn't eat yesterday. Quest peanut butter cup. That's going to be my last meal of the day. Alright guys, it is 12:30 on Thursday. I know I look out of it. I have had no time to take care of myself this week, and so I'm about to take care of myself by taking a bath, which is what I do on Thursdays now, is scheduled in so that I make sure that I get recovery time. So I'm having my food in the tub again, and today I'm having some of those protein waffles. These I made with 2 eggs and 2 scoops of Snickerdoodle Keto Chow protein powder. And I put in 30 grams of blueberries, a little bit of baking powder, and some water to thin it out. And then on top I have 12 grams of butter and some powdered swerve. I'm also going to be having Quest peanut butter cups and a couple of these cheeses, and that is going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 9:30 on a Thursday night. I have been sewing point shoes for 3 hours and I'm still not even done. Crazy! But this is going to be my last meal of the day. I didn't really have a lot of macros left. I guess those peanut butter cups took up most of my macros this morning, or maybe I tracked wrong. I don't know. But I've got 155 grams of broccoli, 6 ounces of chicken breast, 125 grams of Alfredo sauce, and 60 grams of tomatoes. And that's going to be my last meal of the day. Alright guys, it's 1 o'clock on Friday, and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. I am having a little bit of the Real Good Foods General Tso's chicken, 175 grams with 30 grams of cheese on top, mozzarella, and 20 grams of yogurt. Then I'm going to have more yogurt, a cup of yogurt with Mio, and 30 grams of blueberries. And that's going to be my first meal of the day. Alright guys, it's 8 o'clock on Friday, and I'm about to have my final meal of the day. I'm having 2 chicken thighs with the skin taken off, and some G. Hughes sweet chili sauce. 155 grams of green beans with 5 grams of butter, and some Quest spicy sweet chili chips. That's going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 12:30 on Saturday. I am eating a little earlier than usual for a couple of reasons. Firstly, because my daughter is going to go try out for a professional dance thing for Newsies. My 12-year-old, yes. Oh my gosh. And also, we are going to be heading over to Candace Brewer's house later, and I know she probably has food that I can eat, but I can't wait that long to eat. So I'm eating part of my meal, and then maybe I'll just take a Built Bar to eat up there. I'm not really planning to eat up there, but we're going to be hanging out and just having fun. Anyway, so this is what I'm having for my first meal. I'm having one of those little cheese and egg, I can't remember what they're called again, but anyways, it's fried cheese with an egg on the inside, 40 grams of mozzarella cheese and 1 egg, 30 grams of bacon, and then I'm having just regular yogurt. This is 0% Fage Greek yogurt, 250 grams, mixed with some lemon juice and some Lemonade Mio water enhancer. On top, 30 grams of blueberries and 20 grams of Great Value brand sugar-free whipped cream. That's going to be my first meal of the day. Alright guys, yeah, that last clip was the food that I ate at Candace Brewer's house. I decided, well, I forgot to take my Built Bar with me, and I ended up being able to have a few snacks that she provided. Thank you, Candy. She's awesome. It was super fun. And now I am home. It is 9:10, and I'm having my final meal of the day. I'm having 7 chicken wings with the sauce on the side and some veggies. I am not going to eat the ranch because too many calories, and that is going to be my last meal of the day. Alright everyone, it's 3 o'clock on Sunday, and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. I am having one of those little egg and cheese things, 30 grams of center cut bacon, 250 grams of 0% Fage Greek yogurt with lemon juice and lemonade Mio in it, 30 grams of blueberries on top, and 25 grams of Great Value brand sugar-free whipped cream, and the Built Bar. And that is going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 8 o'clock on Sunday. I'm about to have my final meal of the day. Tonight we are having shredded chicken taco salad. So this is 1 package of chili lime Quest chips topped with 40 grams of cheddar jack cheese. I have a cup of lettuce and 200 grams of shredded chicken, 60 grams of picante sauce, 80 grams of tomatoes, and a tablespoon of green onion. That is going to be my last meal of the day. We're back. So I hope that was fun for you guys. I feel like it was a pretty good week. My weigh-ins were pretty stable, and that's kind of where I'm at this point. So I had the big water weight drops at the beginning because I had not been previously eating keto, and I had a lot of glycogen stored in my muscles, and also I have lymphedema from my plastic surgery, which is basically lymphatic swelling around the scar tissue in my body, and when I eat carbs, that swells up, and so I've kind of just like shrunk all that down, and now I'm to the part where it's real weight loss, which means it's slow. And I hate to be disappointing each week when I show up and I just have the same, but that's just kind of how things are when it comes to weight loss. A healthy weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds of body fat a week, or 1 to 2 pounds on the scale. Anything above that is pretty not safe. And even on 1,300 calories, that's about what I hit, because I'm not super gym friendly. I don't do a lot of real big cardio days. And so for me, 1,300 is just a normal probably deficit to people that like go actually and, do exercise and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go over the weigh-ins for the week. Started off the week with 190, and it doesn't surprise me. 190 and then 190.2. Then yay, finally the 180s, 189.2, 189.4, 189, 189.8, and then back up to 190.8. What? Are you serious? For an average of 189.7, which is down basically a half a pound, 0.7 of a pound from last week. Yeah, that's not my favorite. I mean, it's kind of disappointing when the weigh-ins go like that. While I do try and be happy to see the 180s at all, it is kind of frustrating because I feel like I have tried so hard, especially since ever since I had my plastic surgery, to get back to where I was. Like, I was in the 170s and super comfortable for a really long time, even eating a very high amount of calories and with carbs. So it has been very, very difficult for me to go from that position to going from a size small to a size large really quickly, gaining 30 pounds in a week during my plastic surgery and not being able to get rid of it. And it's hard for me to accept that 190 is going to be like my set point, but I don't really foresee that I'm going to get much further down during the next, I think it's like 3 weeks now? Not even that. Yeah, 3 weeks. I think it's a little less than 3 weeks is what I'm planning on. And so I don't really see me getting much further down in the weight loss category before I go off of this cut. And as we discussed before, I cannot be cutting for long periods of time. I really cannot. I probably should have done a diet break this week. I should have done 2 days with 2,000 plus calories. And you know what? I tried to, and I couldn't do it. That made me nervous because I had kind of planned to, and then I didn't do it. I am hoping that this weekend coming up that I will be able to go out to dinner for Valentine's Day with Dave, and that we will be able to, because we're going to be celebrating my oldest son's 27th birthday, that I will be able to eat a little bit higher calories and just let myself kind of do a diet break this weekend. We will see what happens, but I couldn't let myself do it this week. I kept thinking, no, I'm making such good progress. I don't want to. And it's just kind of frustrating because I know that if I go too long on a cut, that my deficit is gonna shrink and I will have less progress. And so like, I know like, I know I need to do a diet break, but I also like inside I'm just like, but, right? So I just can't, I haven't been able to make myself do it. So wish me luck this week that I hope that I can actually pull a diet break off. And if you're unaware of what a diet break is, I have a whole video. Just search Keto Chaos Diet Break. I have a whole video that breaks it down, the difference between a diet break and a reverse diet and calorie deficit and all of these things that you can use to kind of monitor yourself and make sure that you keep your metabolism in a healthy space so that you can get the most benefit for your weight loss cut. Because if you don't do the things that you need to do in order to keep your metabolism up, you're gonna be eating way less food and being miserable and getting less results, if you know what I'm saying. So try not to stress over that, but let's go over the calories. Let's talk about the calories this week. 1296, 1305, 1298, 1320, 1304, and then the last 2 days I kind of caved and raised them a little bit. Those were the days that I was thinking I would actually do a diet break, and the highest I got was 1378 and then 1332. So not really diet break worthy. My average for the week was 1319, which is only up 4 from last week, so I guess not really not. And protein wise though, I did really well. My average protein for the week was 150, so my goal at 1319 calories would be basically 132 grams of protein, because I like to do 10% in grams of my calories as protein. So 150 is really, really high. I like to do, that's the minimum. So 132 or higher, because you get a bump, you get a 25% calorie burn from processing the proteins in your body. So that's really, really beneficial to keep your proteins up, and also makes you feel fuller and more satisfied, which honestly, I kind of go back and forth. Some days I feel super satisfied and I just not even feel hungry. And then other days I'm like ravenously starving and like having a really hard time with the 1300. So soon I shall just be listening to my body, and when I'm super hungry, I will eat, and when I'm not, I won't. But right now, I'm being all scientific about it, so that's how it's gonna be. My carbs were 28 average, so that was up 5 from last week. So my carbs were a little higher this week, and my fats were down 5 from 65 down to 60. So that's kind of where I sat this week. I feel like it was a good week. I had some parties and things that I had to go to. They were huge anxiety triggers, especially the little tea party with my daughters that I had to eat a cookie. It was gluten-free, dairy-free, but definitely not sugar-free. And I tracked it the best I could. I don't know if I was exactly accurate, but it was delicious. It was a molasses cookie, and we were doing it for a homeschool group, and I wanted to participate. And so I literally had to force myself to eat that cookie, and it was yum, but I didn't really want to do it, and I really, really was nervous about going into it, and that makes me concerned. I should be able to eat a cookie just fine without even worrying about it. So I'm still working on me, and I'm still working on, I don't want to start another eating disorder. You know, I fixed the whole binge eating thing. I didn't even realize I was doing it. I didn't realize why. Now I see why. And I also see, because I see why, now I see why it's hard for me to not. And I need to find something else that's gonna help me with my sensory seeking issues that isn't going to make me gain 100 pounds in a year. So wish me luck with that. That's what I'm working on right now. But I'm happy with how it went this week. I'm happy with my mental health progress. I'm happy with everything that I'm doing. I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm just trying to share what I share with you guys, because I just feel like it helps, you know? You guys are kind of been my therapy before I even knew I needed therapy. You guys probably knew I needed therapy long before I was told I need therapy. Maybe you guys knew I had a mental disorder long before I did. I don't know. Sometimes I wish that people who knew way back in the day, or people who thought it way back in the day, had like somehow encouraged me to figure it out sooner. But you know, we can only do the best that we can with what we have. And now we have this, and now I have new knowledge, and only thing I can do is trying to accept it into my brain, into my life, and deal with it, and then move on, right, to the next thing. So that's all I have for you guys this week. I'm so glad that you stopped to check in on me, and I guess we'll see you next week. Wish me luck with that diet break.